Concerning Jurgen Klopp and his biggest challenge now, which is to be competitive next season, to be able to lift the Premier League title again, what needs to be done? Starting with you, I mean, do you see additions needed for this side? Anybody in mind? Any positions specifically?
Well, the most obvious is they're talking about Lallana possibly moving on. Shaqiri obviously hasn't played a lot of games. You wonder whether or not he sees his future still at Liverpool. And then there's automatically you've got two players that you need to try and replace. And what you ideally would like to do is improve upon it. You know, bring in even better quality players. But obviously with the current situation with the virus, you know, things have changed dramatically. I just hope that Liverpool are able to build. I hope they're able to continue to add players to their squad. Listen, they've won the title, they've won the Premier League title, they've won the Champions League last year. The attraction is there. It's just whether or not they can compete with the rest of the teams around Europe to bring in some of the best named players. And it's going to be a challenge for them. That is the huge challenge. I mean, Robbie was saying earlier on is that if you don't bring in players, you don't add to your current squad, then he feels you're almost going backwards. I wouldn't go that far and say they'll go backwards. However, the other teams definitely will catch up.
Yourself, Lucho?
No, definitely. I think at the end it's about adding things that can add something different to your team, something that you will need. And definitely the club will need if you release a couple of 3 players. I'm sure that they will leave the club trying to find minutes to play in other teams. You will need to replace them, but it's not easy at this stage because you don't want to bring something because you need. And you know that maybe it's not gonna add something special to the club. You're gonna need a very strong team for next year to back it up. This whole year, you're gonna play 4 different competitions again. You are Liverpool, you need to win it, and you're gonna reinforce for sure. Robbie was saying about the left back. I'm sure that this situation is gonna be something that the club is gonna have a look. Also, I heard some links with Thiago, with Diego Camper from Sevilla, centre-back, that probably, maybe we don't know if Mati and Lovren are going to stay in the club. So there are a few positions that I'm sure that the club is already looking after players to have. And we'll see. But it's true that if you want to do something special next year, if you want to challenge again, you want to be again the strong team that the club is, the team is in this year, you're going to need to add a couple of 3 players.
I mean, the example, Adam, is Tottenham. You look at Tottenham, and they didn't add anyone to their squad. They didn't promote within really. Chelsea is kind of the anomaly, but they've had the depth always in the academy. They just never really gave them an opportunity to come through. But Tottenham have stagnated. If anything, they've gone backwards because of the inability to bring players in, financial restrictions, whatever it may be, choosing not to do so. And that's the only thing that you kind of think about with Liverpool right now. They have to make sure they refresh. And listen, we're only talking from afar. I'm sure Jurgen Klopp knows what he's doing. It's obvious he knows what he's doing. It's just whether or not he's able to do it.
Thiago obviously has Barcelona DNA within him. It's where he came from. You have some Barcelona DNA in you, Lucho. You went to Liverpool. Would you like to see him playing for the Reds? Can he fit in?
No, definitely. That's the thing. That's and Mark was saying before, if top players come to Liverpool and you have to move one of the ones that are playing at the moment, that's not easy. I mean, if you see Keita, the way the Keita plays is similar to Thiago's. All the way they move, the plays that they play is very similar, and Keita is still adapting to the Premier League. Are you going to move him from that place? Wijnaldum is playing also in this position sometimes. So at the end, it's not easy to bring these top players who that they have experience and they count to arrive to Liverpool and have the chance to play many minutes. It's not easy. But find a play, because I heard also try to find players who can replace Mane and Salah and Firmino. Yes, it's true, but if you want to bring someone with the same level, is he going to be happy to be playing in Liverpool for maybe replace these kind of players? It's not easy at all. I'm sure that it's not going to be easy to find players who are happy to sit on the bench and wait for the chances to play, for the opportunity, because you can do that with young players or with players who are in slower position of talent, of qualities of the ones are playing the 11 starters, and maybe they know they have to wait. But when you say you bring a player at the same level, you know that he's going to be there, and if he's not going to be playing, he's not going to be happy, and maybe if you don't know how to control this environment, maybe you can have a problem. So we'll see what happens, but I'm looking forward to see if, what kind of players Liverpool is thinking to bring in.
Would Thiago fit in? Obviously, I know you do cover the German league, the Bundesliga, Mark, so you've probably seen him quite frequently over the years.
Listen, there's no doubting he's a top quality player. You know, the Bundesliga is a slightly different type of league. Bayern obviously are a team that always dominate possession, always are dominating the opposition. They've, what, eight titles in a row now. I just wonder whether the pace and the physicality, like Luis was saying there, Keita's taken time. He's still taking time. He's had injuries. You know, the pace of the league is different. The physicality of the league is different. That will take in time. There's no doubt. And the thing is, he's 29 years old. So how much time does he need? How much time are you prepared to give him? One thing that worries me a little bit with Liverpool is that I thought Timo Werner would be perfect acquisition. And allegedly the 50-odd million release clause was too much at this moment in time for Liverpool to fork out on one player. So that kind of already, if that is correct, the alarm bells are slightly ringing there in terms of now stepping up, moving up to the next level, making sure they keep building on the quality players they have, because they've been I think pretty fortunate the last 3 years with Salah, Mane and Firmino have been pretty fit throughout most of that time. There's going to come a moment where you only need one major injury to one of those guys, and they're already down, and they don't have that backup to lift up the same level week in, week out.